Welcome to the DIY Honda Garage channel. The DTC P0731 indicates that there is an issue with the first clutch and the first clutch hydraulic circuit, specifically involving an incorrect gear ratio when in first gear on Honda Civics from 2006 to 2011. This error typically affects the vehicle's performance, causing improper shifts and potential transmission malfunction. The most impacted components are the first clutch and associated hydraulic circuits, which are responsible for engaging the transmission in first gear. These components are located within the transmission assembly, often requiring disassembly to access if they need repair or replacement. It's crucial to process the DTC effectively due to the relevance of the hydraulic system's performance in day-to-day driving. Conducting thorough diagnostics ensures that any underlying issues are correctly identified and addressed. The DTC P0731 encompasses faults within the first clutch and first clutch hydraulic circuit. The first clutch plays a vital role in engaging the transmission for smooth gear shifts, particularly when the vehicle is in first gear. If there is an issue with this circuit, it may lead to difficulties such as slipping or delayed engagement of the gear, impacting overall driving performance. The hydraulic circuit feeds hydraulic fluid to the clutch, controlling its engagement based on engine demands. Diagnosing these components surgically is essential, as they are situated inside the transmission assembly, often requiring disassembly to reach and potentially repair. This diagnosis might involve examining hydraulic pressures that deliver fluid to the clutch, ensuring the system functions as designed. Possible causes for the DTC P0731 include low transmission fluid levels, which can hinder the proper engagement of the first clutch, leading to shifting problems. Additionally, an obstruction in the clutch strainer could prevent proper fluid flow, causing excessive wear or malfunction within the clutch assembly. Stuck shift valves A and D may also contribute to incorrect shifting behavior because they regulate fluid flow essential for shifting operations. Repairing or replacing these stuck valves can often resolve the issue. Lastly, inadequate line pressure from the ATF pump can further exacerbate transmission performance, signaling the need for complete transmission inspection or repair. Identifying each of these components and their state is crucial to effectively tackle the P0731 code. Symptoms associated with DTC P0731 typically manifest as a delayed gear engagement when shifting into first gear, which can be quite noticeable under acceleration. This delay can lead to a feeling of slippage in first gear, where RPM increases without a corresponding increase in vehicle speed. Additionally, you may experience unusual engine revving as it tries to compensate for the lack of proper engagement. These symptoms can manifest during normal driving conditions, highlighting the need for a thorough inspection of the transmission system. A smart approach to evaluate these symptoms is often through test driving the vehicle to observe performance changes and how they correlate with engine speed and acceleration. If these symptoms are noted, immediate troubleshooting is recommended to prevent further damage to the transmission. The first step in troubleshooting the DTC P0731 is to warm up the engine to its normal operating temperature. This is critical because the transmission fluid needs to reach optimal viscosity to ensure accurate pressure readings and consistent performance under normal operating conditions. During this process, you should also verify that the radiator fan activates appropriately, ensuring the engine is correctly cooling. Proper engine temperature directly influences the transmission's performance and the fluid's behavior, making this preparation phase vital for obtaining reliable diagnostic results. Evaluating the temperature will also prepare the transmission fluid for further inspections that are crucial in this process. Following this, you can confidently assess fluid levels and identify any leak issues as the next step in the troubleshooting sequence. Next, you should ensure that the transmission is filled to the proper fluid level. Low fluid levels can severely impact transmission performance and is a common cause of DTCs like P0731. This check requires you to either consult the dipstick or a level indicator designed for the specific transmission, ensuring that the fluid meets the manufacturer's specifications. During this inspection, be vigilant for any leaks that might be present. Fluid leaks can diminish the fluid level, resulting in insufficient hydraulic pressure and engagement problems within the transmission. Should you discover any leaks, addressing the source is paramount before proceeding. This step helps eliminate one potential cause of trouble, streamlining the troubleshooting process and allowing for an effective diagnosis. For this step, you will need to drain the automatic transmission fluid ATF through the strainer, which is a critical component for filtering debris from the fluid. This inspection is necessary as the presence of metal debris or excessive clutch material could indicate serious internal issues within the transmission, like wear on the clutch assemblies or shift mechanisms. If you find metal debris, this typically signifies the need for a replacement of the entire transmission. Conversely, if the strainer is clear of excessive buildup, it suggests that the problem might not lie within catastrophic failure. Therefore, replacing the ATF is essential at this stage to ensure that the new fluid can circulate freely and possibly mitigate performance issues. Deploying a clean ATF ensures proper functioning moving forward, paving the way for further diagnostic steps in the process. In this step, the objective is to check the stall speed with the shift lever in first gear. Stall speed refers to the RPM at which the engine begins to engage the transmission and is crucial in determining if the transmission is functioning properly under load. Using a professional diagnostic tool, you should assess whether this stall speed falls within the service limits specified by the manufacturer. If the stall speed is within acceptable limits, you can proceed to the next step in troubleshooting. However, if the stall speed is too high or low, this signal often indicates that shift valves A and D may be stuck. This condition affects how fluid moves through the hydraulic circuits, leading to improper engagement of gears. Addressing valve issues or potentially replacing the transmission may be required, depending on the severity of the findings. Here, the focus shifts to measuring the transmission line pressure. This pressure plays a critical role in the overall hydraulic function of the transmission, directly influencing the effectiveness of gear shifts. Using the appropriate diagnostic equipment, you'll want to determine whether the line pressure is within the service limits specified in the repair manual. If the pressure is indeed within acceptable limits, you can move to step 6 for further evaluation. If it's out of limit, it's indicated that there may be an issue with the ATF pump or the regulator valve. Repairing or replacing these components is often necessary so that adequate pressure can be restored, ensuring proper hydraulic function throughout the transmission assembly. Failing to rectify pressure issues can lead to ongoing problems and ultimately result in costly repairs. At this step, measuring the first clutch pressure is paramount. The clutch pressure must meet the service limit standards to ensure seamless engagement in first gear when required. Using specialized gauges to monitor this pressure will provide insight into the hydraulic health of the first clutch. If the pressure falls below the acceptable range, it indicates issues with shift valves B and C, which may be stuck or malfunctioning. Addressing these valves is vital, as they control hydraulic fluid flow necessary for proper clutch engagement. If the pressure is acceptable, you can continue to the next troubleshooting step. However, if the issue persists, Consider whether repair of the valves or complete transmission replacement is necessary to restore proper functionality. In this step, you are required to turn the ignition switch to the on-to position, which powers the vehicle's electrical systems without starting the engine. This readiness allows the Honda Diagnostic System, HDS, to connect to the vehicle's onboard computer systems effectively. Clearing the DTC with HDS will reset the error codes that register any past issues with the transmission, especially errors pertaining to P0731. This process is vital in ensuring that any remedial measures undertaken are accurately reflected in the system's memory. After clearing the code, you can initiate further tests to verify if the issue reoccurs. It serves as a clean slate to measure the effectiveness of repairs or adjustments that have been made leading up to this procedure. Now it's time to test drive the vehicle in first gear. The procedure requires ensuring that the shift lever is in the D position and driving the vehicle at speeds exceeding 7 miles per hour or 12 kilometers per hour, while keeping the engine speed above 1,000 RPM for at least 12 seconds. This test will help determine whether the repairs made effectively resolved the issue associated with DTC P0731. If the DTC reappears during this driving test, it indicates that the underlying problem with the first clutch has not been fully resolved. At this point, further diagnosis will be necessary to identify whether the problem lies in the clutch system or elsewhere in the vehicle's transmission components. Documenting any DTCs that appear post-test drive is critical in mapping the issue's root cause and directing subsequent repair actions. After the test drive, you need to check for any pending or confirmed DTCs with the HDS. It's a systematic approach that involves utilizing the HDS to review the status of DTC P0731 alongside any possible new codes that may have emerged. If DTC P0731 still shows up, it indicates that further attention is needed to address the malfunctioning components. In this situation, focus on examining electrical connectors and terminals related to the input shaft speed sensor, output shaft speed sensor, and the powertrain control module, PCM. Loose connections or damaged terminals can mistakenly trigger DTCs and lead to misdiagnoses. Therefore, ensuring strong electrical connections is a foundational measure before continuing with further repairs or checks. If no issues are flagged, you can move to the next diagnostic step comfortably. Finally, you will check the OBD status for DTC P0731 in the DTCs menu using the HDS. This step provides a crucial wrap-up check to determine whether all repair measures successfully address the issue and whether the sensor data from the vehicle indicates normal operation. If the HDS reflects a pass status, you can confidently conclude the troubleshooting process for DTC P0731, knowing that the system is functioning as expected. Conversely, if the HDS indicates that the status is failed, this outcome suggests that the measures taken did not correct the problem, necessitating further diagnostic inspection of the first clutch system or transmission. Should a status of not completed appear, it signals that the previous tests or procedures must be re-evaluated to ensure thoroughness in diagnosis. For the final repair verification, retest the vehicle by conducting another test drive, ensuring that the conditions mimic those used during the troubleshooting procedure. This should involve operating the vehicle in first gear and confirming the absence of DTC P0731 and any other diagnostic trouble codes along with it. Observing the vehicle's performance will provide feedback on whether the repairs made adequately addressed the underlying issues. A successful test drive should yield a passed status in the HDS, validating the effectiveness of all repairs undertaken. By confirming that the vehicle meets operational standards, you can ensure both the vehicle's reliability and the driver's safety. This step serves to assure the mechanics of both the function of the clutch and the efficacy of all preceding diagnostic actions taken, allowing for closure on this transmission issue. To prevent future occurrences of DTC P0731, implementing regular preventive maintenance is essential. This includes performing routine changes of the automatic transmission fluid (ATF) according to the recommended intervals in the vehicle's owner manual. Regular fluid changes help maintain optimal fluid health and performance, preventing contamination and wear over time. Additionally, it is important to monitor the transmission performance during regular vehicle inspections. Watch for signs such as unusual noises, delayed shifts, or slippage, which can indicate emerging issues before they escalate into failure. Promptly address any identified concerns and keep the diagnostic system and electrical connections in check to avoid unnecessary complications. Following through with these practices will enhance the longevity and efficiency of the vehicle's transmission, minimizing the chances of future DTC-related complications. In conclusion, effectively troubleshooting DTC P0731 entails a systematic approach, beginning with a warm engine and proper checks of transmission fluid levels and conditions. Key components, such as the first clutch and hydraulic circuits, play a pivotal role in the operation, and their dysfunction can significantly impact vehicle performance. Recognizing symptoms early can enable timely diagnostics and repair, thereby safeguarding the integrity of the transmission. Each troubleshooting step builds upon the last, culminating in rigorous testing and confirmation of the repairs executed. Emphasizing preventive maintenance through routine inspections and fluid changes can help avoid recurrence of DTCs like P0731. Adhering to these practices not only enhances vehicle reliability, but also extends the overall life of the transmission system, ensuring both safety and comfort for every driver. Please like and subscribe to the channel. See you next time.